Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Bijay and I'm a Microsoft MVP specialized in SharePoint. In this video, we will see how we can create and deploy SharePoint framework extensions, field customizer, and also we will see how we can assign or how we can apply the SPFx field customizer to existing SharePoint list columns using PnP PowerShell. So we'll see that as well. So if I will show you in particularly in this video, we will see, for example, here is a list which is having a percentage completed column having the values, and then in another field you can see here we can enhance basically the HTML, and we can see here how it is coming in different color apart from the text which is appearing here. So first of all, what is this SharePoint framework or SPFx field customizer? By using a SPFx field customizer, we can modify the list views and we can extend these views in SharePoint Online list. If you have not gone through my previous videos, which are on basically SharePoint framework, how we can set up the development environment, as well as how we can create your first web part, and then also I have explained how we can create extensions, basically the application customizer extension. So check those videos. I'll put the links in the video description. Now we will see how we can create a field customizer extensions. So I will open my Node.js command prompt. Make sure you have done the setup by this time, and you have also the code editor. Visual Studio Code should be installed. If you are using any other code, that is also fine. Now I will open the Node.js command prompt. So if you'll see here, I have Node.js command prompt, and there is a folder called as YouTube SPFX, and on this I'll create a subfolder. So I will say md SPFX field customizer. So I'll give like this, and then I'll navigate to this directory now, SPFX field customizer. So on this, we will run our SharePoint human SharePoint generator. So whether you are developing extension or a web part, you have to use this. So you @ Microsoft/SharePoint, and then it will show a message, and then we have to select few options like what is the solution name, the version that we are targeting. Those things we have to fill, and then the project will get created. So it will just take some time. So you can see here now it is created. So what is the solution name? So we will use here same solution name. We'll target for SharePoint Online latest, and then we'll use the current folder to keep all the files. This one we don't need. We don't want to deploy the solution to all site immediately, and also we don't need here to for the solution to require permission to access the web APIs. And then this is quite important. Here we are going to develop extension. So I'll just use my arrow button, and then you can see here extension is selected. I'll click on enter, and this time I will select field customizer because we are going to show the demo on that. So click on OK, and then it is asking what will be the field customizer name. So I'll say SPFX field customizer web part some solution, something like that, and then I'll the description. So now we will use here no JavaScript framework. So click on that, and then it will take some time, and it will create the whole full the solution structure. So I'll just pause the video, and then we will come back. So now you can see here the project got created. So I'll open the solution using Visual Studio Code. So I'll just type code dot, and you can see here it opened it using Visual Studio Code. Now here we need to understand quite a few files on this. First of all, if I'll go to the source folder, and then there's the extensions, and this is the TS folder. So in this TS folder, you can see here by default the base field customizer is imported. And if you'll see here, there's three methods that we will work with mostly, but this method is very important. But before that, you can see here on init method. So This is the method which will get called after your this dot context or this dot properties are assigned, but this will call before the page DOM is ready. So we have to remember that thing, and this will return a promise, and that you can use to perform any asynchronous operation. And your next this method on render cell is not called until your promise has resolved. So if you do not need that, you can just simply return promise dot resolve, because once you have this, then only your on render cell will get called. And this is the important method for, because we are going to put our logic over here. So what is the logic that we will put? Because here this event trigger when each cell is rendered, and there we can use the event dot DOM element HTML element to extend our functionality. And you can use the event field value to get the column value. So you can see here this will give you the column value, and by default this code will be like this, but we will see how we will add our own code. And next is the dispose method. So as the name suggests, this is called to free up the resources that were allocated while rendering. So this is one file that is important. The other file is the SCSS file. So here we will add our CSS classes. If you look at on the example that we have some files where we need to show in red color, yellow color, and then green color as well. So these things. So the CSS we are going to add in this particular file. And another important file is, if you'll go to SharePoint and then there's elements.xml file. By default, if you'll see, there's a elements and there's a field that is adding, which is known as your SPFx percentage, and the display name is percentage column, and there's a number field, the minimum value is 0, record false, all these things. So this is basically, when you will deploy this, it will create a site column in your site. And next time onwards, or once you deploy any list which you will use, the site column will have whatever the formatting, you will add that. Now there's a one question comes also, what will happen if you have any list column which is there already in that list, provided the list column name should be same, because we will take the internal name as well. Now on that we will see how we can do using PowerShell, but what we will do now is, first thing is I'll open my CSS file. So what we will do here is we will add the CSS classes on that. So basically the CSS class will contain three classes, which will be, which will have some background properties, width, height property, and then color property, which will come the font color. So I will just copy these classes. You can see here, this is the classes I have added. So if you are just having little knowledge on your CSS, that is enough. You can see here, this is just a class. I have some properties on that: background color, width, height, and then color. So color is nothing but your font color, whatever will come, and this is the background color. So we have three colors over here. And the next thing is, I'll make sure I'll save this. Next thing is, I'll open the .cs file, and in this cs.ts file, sorry, in .ts file, we will check a couple of things on that. First thing is, if let's say if it is 40%, then there is a problem. So probably we would like to show in the red color. If it is 60%, probably we will show in let's say yellow color. And if it is on 95% or more than that, then probably we will make it to green. So we'll say that that project is in green status. Now I will just copy the code, and then I'll let you understand this. So I'll just copy it. So, and I'll open my Visual Studio here. I will remove everything from here. So you can blank file, so blank method here. So in this blank method, if you'll see on this, what we will do is we will paste the entire code which I have copied, and that code is all about the code that I have copied. So you can see here, what we are checking here is the internal name field is percentage. Then you can see here you are calculating like this. You can add your other logics as well, and if you have a different column, you can change check this also. And next thing is I'm retrieving the event.field name. As I said, this is what will provide you the field name, field value, and so we are taking into a variable, and then we are checking if it is less than 50%. Then you can see here event dot dom element dot inner HTML, we are adding a div where the style is red, and the field value also coming, so that it will show exactly what is the percentage. And then if it is greater than 50 or less than 90, then we'll make it to yellow color. So we put that code here. So the CSS class we added is yellow, and then the field value. And then finally, if it is I mean other than other values like greater than 90, then it will come as green color. So you can see here this is green color and the field value. So quite simple, quite only the CSS that we are implementing here. So this is what we have done. Now we as an extension we have to modify in one more file. If I'll go to the config folder, and then the server.json file. So here we have to check a couple of things on that. So one thing is, if you look at this, the column name that we are targeting here is percentage column. So I will go here because locally we will see this. So I will change the internal field name here. So you can see here. And the second one is we will change the URL. So I'll just copy the URL. You can see here. I will just copy paste here these two URLs. I have done it, so I'll save this. So 3 files modifications has been done. So I'll open the command prompt again, and I will run the gulp serve here. So if you'll see here, gulp serve, and click on enter. So now what will happen is it will open the workbench. Obviously in this case it will not open the local workbench, rather it will open our SharePoint workbench, and we will say load the debug script. And once you load it, you can see here it is showing in different colors. So this is locally, because that is what is locally, we have not deployed anything. So now we will see how we can deploy it, and then we will see basically how we can also existing file how it is behaving. So I'll stop this and then I will say Control C, just why. Now if I will just refresh it, nothing will happen, because it is we have actually, you can see here there is an error, and then because we have stopped it. Now I will open the command prompt. I'll quickly run the gulp clean, and then we will run the gulp build command. You can see here gulp build, and then once you have the gulp build, then we will bundle this by using the gulp bundle command. So if you'll see here, gulp bundle hyphen zip, and then we will package the solution. So here it is. You can see here it is done now. So I will run the gulp package hyphen solution hyphen zip. So once this is done, it will create a package or our .sppkg file, which we need to upload into the app catalog site. So if I will actually open this, if you'll go to SharePoint, the solution, and you will be able to see the package file. So I'll just open this folder in Explorer view. You can see here, this is the file. And I will go to the app catalog site. I'll go to apps for SharePoint. If you have not created, then make sure you create it, app catalog site in your online Office 365 environment. You can see here, click on deploy. And once you click on deploy, you can see here, if you'll come down, it is deployed successfully. So once it is deployed successfully, now what will happen? If I will Nothing will happen on this, basically this site, because first of all we need to add the solution to this site. So I'll go to add an app. You can see here, let it load, settings, add an app, and then you can see here this is the SP field customizer client side solution, and click on this. So that what will happen is it will just take a couple of seconds to load it. So now if you'll see here, now it is added. But if I'll refresh this, it will not come here. Nothing will happen. But before that, let me go to the site settings page. If you'll see here, we will see actually if we'll go to the site columns and I will select the SPFx columns. And now you can see here there's a percentage column which has been added here. Now what we will do is we will quickly create a list here. So I will go to SharePoint list and I will say, let's say SPFx training courses, and I'll click on create. And on this, basically we will create we will add our site column here. So I'll go to the list settings, and on this, if you'll scroll down, you can see here add from existing site column. I will select SPFX percentage. I'll add, I'll click on OK. So basically this is the column that got created, and here I will quick edit and I will add something here. So I will say model 1, it is completed, let's say 100, model 1, module 2, let's say it is 90%, module 3, let's say it is 70% or 60%, module 4, let's say it is 20%. Now I will click on exit, and now if you'll see, it should show me the percentage. So now if you'll see here, it is still not coming. The reason behind this is, uh, if you look at this percentage column, the internal name here is list settings. If you'll go, you can see here there is percentage, and the internal name here is, if I will just click on this, show you, this is SPFX percentage. Now look at the code that we have. This in the first line I have checked this if it is percentage or not. It is not, because the internal name should be SPFX percentage. Either you can put this, or if you don't want to put this, you can just remove it. That is also you can do. But what we will do in this case, I'll put the internal name here. So I'll copy this internal name, um, and we will deploy this once again. So I will go here. Let me just go here, and here is the SPFX percentage column. I can put one or condition also. So let me just modify the code here. So here you can see I have put two conditions over here. One thing is for percentage, another one is for SPFX percentage, because this is our site column internal name, and this is basically the logic that you can put, and then you have to run exactly the same commands, the build and then the zip package, and then bundle as then package. So this commands you'll put, and then finally again you have to upload this .app package file. So if you'll see here, I have again uploaded here, and then I have removed the package from this site, and then you can see here it is coming now properly on this. So now this is our SPFX training courses list, which is using the site column, and it is coming now. But if you look at our other list, which is known as the project list. So in this project list, there is a percentage column you can see here, but this is not a site column. This is a list column. And on this list column, if I will refresh this, this is not coming. Why? Because it will not come by default for these things. For the list columns, you have to run PnP PowerShell command for that. So if you'll open it, I have the PnP command script here. So this is on PowerShell IAC I'm running. So I'm basically trying to connect to the site. Then we will try to retrieve the site. So in this case, my list name is projects. So I will just take the list name. I will change it. It is projects. And then the what is the field? So in this case, if you'll see here, the field name is basically percentage. So I'll just copy the name from here. So you can see I replace the field name. So the field name is this one. And next one is the client side component ID. So this one we have to take from the solution. I will go here, and if you will go to the server.json file, or you can go to the elements.xml file also, you can see there is a component client side component ID is there. So I will just replace it. So you can see here, and then I will run this. You can see here it is asking me the username. So I shall just paste the username and the password. I'll click on OK. Now it should, you can see here it is completed. Now let me go back here. I will refresh it. You can see here now it should come properly. Here you can see now it is coming properly. So this is how we can use field customizer to create and then deploy to SharePoint Online sites. And then we saw how we can deploy or how we can assign this SP field customizer, SPFx field customizer by using PnP PowerShell for existing site list for the list columns. So if you are interested, then I have a SharePoint framework training courses for the developers, and you can, I'll put the URL in the comment section or in the video description. You can go through, there is a lot of videos on this, and if you are interested, you can enroll for this one. There are a lot of videos also will come very soon. And if you like the videos, kindly subscribe to the channel. You will get a lot of videos on SharePoint, Office 365, Azure, SPFx, Power BI, Power Apps, and Flow. This kind of videos you'll get, and also these are our websites to visit, and this is our Twitter handles to follow us, and then this is my LinkedIn page, Facebook pages to like us. Thank you, and have a nice day.